Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Return with a Yin-Yang Bloodline. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Dream to Surpass the Gods over Anime King 2, and enjoy that guys. And remember, if you're new in this first time hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be planning talking back to all of you. And yes, if you're new, I did have 3 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, and Making 3, which I post what if on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly. Every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button. Links will be down in the description, and also turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post, which is every day guys, on each channel. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode start? The intro. So the last time we left off, as Yamato met up with the others at the gate, as he was doing an evaluation on Naruto, as he had already spoken to Tsunade, as Naruto said that he would take on Orochimaru, but Yamato was against that. But Naruto made it plain and simple that he'll be the one, as he brought out several logics that Yamato could not argue against. Also, he knew that Sakura would agree when he brought up the name Sasuke, as that was a trump card there. As she agreed, as Side couldn't find a flaw in the logic as well. Not to mention he wanted to see what Naruto was truly capable of. Fighting someone like Orochimaru would show them that. So he agreed as well. So with that, the group moved off. 3 days later they arrived. Kabuto found himself in a strange world, as he was confused what was going on. It was then that Naruto appeared, as he couldn't hit him because he moved so fast he left behind the after image. Kabuto was confused, as Naruto told him to sit with him. Kabuto did not trust him one bit, but he sat down as he asked Naruto, what is this place? It was then that Naruto went on to explain what this place was. It was Ozu. But in his mindscape, Kabuto was shocked that Naruto possessed an ability like that to pull people in his mindscape. Well, not people that were ridiculously strong, or Yamanaka, or someone like Itachi. As Kabuto could understand that though. So with that, they sat down and talked for a long while, because timing here was different from outside. As Naruto went through Sasuke journals, and he knew about Kabuto and his mother, and what Konoha had him do, what Danzo had him do. Kabuto was shocked that Naruto was recruiting him, but then they started to talk more. The more they talked, the more Kabuto found himself breaking down, as he thought about the past, about his identity, one that he never really had. As Naruto did inform him that he had gotten several lands to join up as clans. Now that was rather shocking. The Netsugo village and several others became clans a part of Uzumaki, as he couldn't believe what he was hearing. And he wanted Orochimaru, but no. Naruto said that he wanted him. It was rather easy, all he had to do was join up with the others, so that he could stop them, as he would have Sasuke by his side. Kabuto realized even if he did not, he would still have a pass for Orochimaru came to save him. But Naruto's words, they broke him down, as Naruto literally break him down and rebuild him right there and then, giving Kabuto a new will to live on, a new identity, something to look forward to. So he accepted. He accepted Naruto rather easily after a while, as Naruto was able to give him another path. Back in the outside world, it seemed like nothing had passed, as the both of them were just standing there. Naruto was covered in his cloak, as Kabuto was gonna stay behind. Kakashi was following them, as Naruto knew that the moment he exited the village, as he warned Kabuto about him. So with that, he turned his sights on Orochimaru, as he was going to send him back to the Shinigami. Orochimaru was rather angry that Naruto was getting cocky, as 3 tails waved behind Naruto. The fox asked him why he was not using that other form, but Naruto told him that he could not because if he did, it would look rather suspicious. It was known that the fox chakra was chaotic and destructive. That is why he would kill Orochimaru like this. His main goal depended on him killing Orochimaru, so the snake had to die. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place to check off yourself. And also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode over on Anime Making 3 of What If Naruto Dreamed to Surpass the Gods, and enjoy that guys. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this new episode? Let's get right into it guys. Sakura tightened her gloves. I'm not afraid of you anymore. I've become a lot stronger over the past 3 years. Indeed you have. I would expect nothing less from Tsunade the apprentice. You know, not even Shizune was able to master Tsunade's super strength technique. I'm really surprised that someone like you was able to achieve that feat. However, a jutsu is a weapon at a shinobi disposal, and a weapon is only as strong as the wielder. Knowing Tsunade Pride's technique does automatically means that you reach her level. Or does it mean that you can defeat me? After all, she was not able to defeat me 3 years ago. In fact, if it wasn't for Naruto over there, she wouldn't be alive right now, Kabuto said, with a devilish grin. Kabuto and his psychological warfare. Perhaps one of his greatest abilities on the battlefield. Naruto thought to himself, no way, you're lying. Tsunade-sama would never lose someone like you, Sakura said. Really? Oh well, I don't really care if you believe my words or not. But take caution, girl. Don't think that the rest of the world has been standing still while you were training with Tsunade. For all you know, the gap in our power might has not even changed one bit. Don't let him get to you, Sakura. Psychological warfare is Kabuto and Orochimaru forte. If you're not careful, they will eat you up and spit you out, said Yamato. Yes, said Sakura. I promise I won't let my guard down, she said, as she narrowed her eyes. Kabuto frowned, as he was just in the process of breaking her down. If it wasn't for this Yamato guy. I know, said Yamato, you're the Hokage apprentice after all. However, the personal issue is, how did Kabuto know that Lady Hokage trained you? And more importantly, how does he know that she taught you her Super Saiyan technique? Yamato said out loud. You know, he seemed to have a point, Kabuto. Why wasn't I informed of this information if you had it all along? Asked Orochimaru. Oh well. It's for the same reason why you never told me about Yamato, or whatever you call him, said Kabuto. And that reason being? Asked Orochimaru. I did not think that he was important. Up until now that is. You seem to have forgotten who exactly you're addressing. Perhaps I haven't been firm enough with you, Orochimaru said, in a threatening tone. Maybe, but you'll have to punish me later for my insubordination. Now is hardly the time for something like that. Kabuto said with absolutely no fear. He knew that Orochimaru would not kill him, and he was not afraid of the punishment that the snake Sonic might give him. There was almost nothing that Orochimaru could do to him, that his yin healing on destruction rate could not regenerate, and he was sure that he could endure the pain that came with the punishment. Of course though, the high possibility that Orochimaru would not live long enough was an added bonus. Naruto, I think now will be the time to make your move. We need to separate Orochimaru from Kabuto in order to capture him, Yamato said. Orochimaru chuckled. Are you foolish enough to take me all alone, child? Do you really? Orochimaru gasped in pain as he was assaulted. There was a very loud snapping sound when Naruto's claw hand made contact with Orochimaru's neck, as he clawed at his face with incredible speed and strength. The snake Sanin was thrown. Trees were decimated in his wake as he was thrown back through the forest, as he crashed rather roughly. After hitting Orochimaru so far, Naruto found himself incredibly close to Kabuto, as he was right beside him, as he could use his tails to grab him and capture him. But this was the first time anyone except Sasuke had seen him use a cloak, so they did not know that he could do that. And he could always tell them that Orochimaru was too dangerous, and he had to focus on him, no one else. As Naruto moved, his speeds were above any normal shinobi. Sakura was shocked. Such impressive speed and power. I can't believe Naruto had all this power inside him all along. No wonder he destroyed Sasuke, she thought to herself. As Sai watched him go off, the Kyuubi's power, it's incredible. Danzo-sama will want to know about this. If we play our cards right, we can persuade Dickless to join the Foundation. This kind of power needs to be controlled and directed accurately. It would be reckless of us to allow him to roam free any longer, Sai thought to himself. Would you look at that? Now it's just the four of you against little old me. You Konoha shinobis are so cowardly, ganging up on me like that, said Kabuto. 4 against 1. Perhaps you should get yourself a new pair of glasses. There's only 3 of us, Sakura said. Or perhaps your sensei could stop hiding in the bushes and come and face me like, well, I would say come and face me like a man, but since it's 4 against 1, he should come and face me like a lesser coward. Kabuto replied, What? What are you talking about? Kakashi-sensei is in Konoha. He wouldn't be able to make it here even if he wanted to. He's not in a shape to be in a place like this. You really lost your mind, haven't you? Well, I suppose I can't blame you. I suppose working for so long near to someone like Orochimaru has really damaged your psyche, Sakura said. Sai chose to say nothing on the issue. He was a bit upset that he wasn't able to sense Kakashi's presence all this time. If he was indeed here. It wouldn't surprise me if he was actually here. This was standard practice in the Anvil after all. But Kabuto could merely be thinking that Kakashi was here, not willing to let his team go on a dangerous mission like this by themselves. But for now, he would not give anything away. You really have lost your mind, haven't you, Kabuto? Said Yamato. Yamato was just pretending, of course. He was the only one that was informed that Kakashi would be joining them, and joining in if necessary. Kakashi was meant to be their trump card, and Yamato had no intention of changing that. He, like Sai, was not completely sure that Kabuto was aware of Kakashi's presence, and he was just assuming. After all, Kakashi was his captain in Anfu. And unless Kabuto was a sensory type, which according to your intel he was not, he wouldn't know that Kakashi was there. You guys are so cowardly to think that not even your team leader would face me despite the number advantage that you have. Oh well, I'll just have to force him out, to Kabuto, as he activated scalpels on his arms. Yamato Teiko sighed. I know this would have been our first time working together, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to postpone that one. I'll handle Kabuto by myself. You will have to just sit there, I'm afraid, Sakura said in a determined way. No way. As if I would allow something like that. I told you before. I'm not your sensei, I'm your captain. You follow my orders or you will face the consequences, Yamato said. He was dead serious. You don't understand. I perfectly understand, he said, cutting her off. Naruto, the former dead lass, has become one of the most promising shinobi. And you, the supposed Kunoichi of the year, has to watch out, Yamato said, cutting himself off mid-speech. As Kabuto appeared right in front of her, his right hand aimed for her jugular. Slightly distracted by the argument, none of them had any time to react. They had also severely underestimated Kabuto, not thinking that he would attack them head-on with 3 of them. Sakura was frozen in place. Even if she couldn't be fast enough to block the attack. Only thing she could do was close her eyes and prepare for the killing blow. Clang! Sakura's eyes shot open as her eyes widened. Kakashi-sensei? She whispered, in disbelief, gratitude. It was written all over her face, with surprise as well. She couldn't believe that he was actually here. Kabuto had said it, but who was going to believe a creepy, lying bastard like him? Besides, it was out of character for Kakashi to pretend to be injured, just to follow them here. But then again, was it really so out of character? This was the same guy that pretended that he never had a Sharingan. Well, he never talked about it until they faced off against Zabuza. And he revealed his Mangekyou in his fight with Naruto as well, when he was forced to use it. And later on with Deidara. Kakashi Hatsuki, you finally abandoned your cowardly ways. Although, given that you chose to stream your lightning blade through a kunai rather than use your hand, I wouldn't exactly call you a brave soul. Clearly you weren't confident enough to believe that your jutsu would be able to block my attack, so you decided to use a kunai instead. Kabuto taunted as Kakashi remained silent. Oh well, at least I got you to stop hiding, he said with a cocky smile. Kabuto, said Kakashi, if you come with us peacefully, Hokage-sama might be a bit lenient on you, he said as he pushed the kunai harder. They're quite unsettled at the moment because they don't know what to expect from me. Now's my chance to make a move before they regain their composure, thought Kabuto to himself. The way he attacked Sakura, he attempted to slash her with his hand to the side. But now that Kakashi had blocked it, his right hand was now pointing towards Sai. What Team 7 did not know was that Kabuto had taken the chakra scalp levels to degrees that no one has ever taken it before. But it was not just that, it was also his medical ninjutsu as well. He'd already figured out a way to use a medical palm at distance range. Without even touching the person, he could heal them. The same principle went for his chakra scalpel technique. As the scalpel extended within seconds, Sai gasped out in surprise. Blood bursted from his mouth. as the thing pierced right through his chest. Sai! Sakura yelled. Stay where you are, Sakura. That's exactly what he wants. He wants you to go into Sai's aid, so you can be in his line of attack, said Kakashi, as he frees her in her tracks with his words and killer intent. Nice one, Kakashi, you're such a quick decision maker. Cowardly, but quick as well. As the scalpel was still buried inside his chest. Kakashi-sensei, why aren't you doing anything? Why are you just standing there when this creep, just wounded, one of her own, maybe fatally, Sakura cried out. Poor child. She doesn't understand, does she? Said Kabuto. Understand? Understand what? She yelled in confusion, as her head was visible to Kabuto, right over Kakashi's shoulder. Well, that was a direct hit on that kid's heart. There is no way that you can save him now, even with their medical ninjutsu. Kakashi and Yamato both know this. If it was up to them, they would have attacked me the moment they saw what I did to the poor boy. However, if they attack me now, my hand might move to the left, right, up or down. That boy is still alive if I move. The chakra scalpel in his chest will move as well, causing him more pain and anguish. I might even end up decapitating his body if I move too much. Kakashi knows that he should shut off his emotions and focus on the mission. But he doesn't want his precious student, you, to witness a side of him. Nor does Yamato want you to see such a horrible scene at such a young age. They're both protecting your innocence. Even despite being the apprentice of the fifth Hokage, you're still nothing but a screw-up that is holding everyone back. Face the fact, you're not cut out to be a shinobi. Kabuto said with a wicked, cruel smile. No, that's not true. It can't be. Kakashi-sensei, Sakura said, tears in her eyes, as she was on the brink of a nervous breakdown. Kakashi-sensei, tell me the truth. Is this true? Is what Kabuto saying true? She asks. Kakashi closed his normal eye in sorrow. He did not close the Sharingan eye knowing that Kabuto would use the chance to strike. No, Sakura. You're not holding us back at all, said Kakashi as he shut off his emotions, knocking Kabuto back. The effect of doing that was his hand went straight up, bursting through Sai's chest, slicing through his head. Organs and blood and brain marrow flying around. Some of it landing on him, some of it falling on Sakura as well. But Kakashi did not pay attention to that, as he activated his lightning blade and aimed directly for Kabuto's heart. Kabuto decided to do something he's been working on. He activated a chakra scalpel on his leg, as he put a whole new meaning to the word, sweeping your legs from underneath you. Kakashi had to step back, otherwise he'd risk the ability to ever walk again. Kakashi was fast to react, jumping high up in the air to avoid losing any of his limbs. But the scalpel on his right leg, it extended. Kakashi's eyes went wide. It was going to take out Yamato and Sakura's legs. Sakura! Yamato! Watch out! Kakashi cried. He was quick to react though, as he created a log from his hand, knocking Sakura off the bridge as he leaped as well. Nice move, Kabuto said. However, he pointed his arm towards Kakashi and Sakura, who was both in mid-air, leaving them defenseless. Sound vibration style. Flying chakra scalpel, as he used the chakra scalpels as projections, shooting them forward as they hit home, striking each of his targets in their chests. However, with a poof of smoke, it showed that it was 3 wooden dolls and not their counterparts. Wood substitution, huh? He really is the first Kage clone, Kabuto thought. As the 3 Konoha ninjas fell down towards the water down below, the violent water tides. Wood-style nativity of the sea of trees, Yamato shouted out, as he slammed both hands together. After going to the hand signs, many trees burst from the ground, bursting through the ravine and catching him and his comrades. This technique, the first Hokage, but on a much slower and weaker scale as well. I guess he doesn't want to accidentally harm his friends, Kabuto thought, as he watched them down below. Is he gonna destroy the bridge? Oh, I see. If he does that, I would have no choice but to fight them down there, in a forest that he now controls. Nice try, Yamato, but I'm not gonna fall for a petty trick like that, Kabuto thought. He rushed as fast as possible as he arrived to the section of the ground where the bridge ended, as the bridge was ripped to pieces. That was a bit too close for comfort. Who knows what kind of trap you would have waiting for me in that forest of his. Good thing Kabuto looked down as 2 hands grabbed his legs. Earth style. Double. Suicide decapitation technique. Kakashi and Yamato called out as they both pulled him down, leaving his head alone above surface. Okay, I give up. You got me now. I surrender peacefully, Kabuto said. It's a bit too late for that, don't you think? Kabuto said with a deadly glare. You killed one of our comrades, there is no way We'll ever forgive you for that, Sakura said, as she landed on Kakashi's right hand side, with Yamato on his left. But he was a member of an organization that was officially non-existent. I can't kill someone that doesn't exist, no can I? Otherwise, they would have to take me to some kind of crazy asylum. As he smirked while saying that. You're sick, said Sakura with disgust. Well, everyone gets sick once in a while. You can't claim that you've never been sick before. That's a good idea right there, Sakura. You think if I plead medical illness that you will let me off, with about a year after a mental asylum? You bastard! Don't mind him, Sakura. He's just trying to get into your mind. Truth is, even he has to be scared about what is about to follow right now. He's using this as a self-defensive mechanism. It's a desperate attempt to keep face and suppress his fear. He's right. Besides, he killed a lot of members during Konoha invasion 3 years ago, and he's a key member of Orochimaru entourage. Whether Sai exists or not, he's gonna suffer for his actions, said Kakashi. And this is what will happen to Sasuke if we don't retrieve him, before he does something that he can't take back. Kakashi thought to himself, serves him right. I hope he rots in hell, Sakura said. In any case, this is the closest we'll get to finding Sasuke, Sakura. I need you to administrate a mind settling drug. And with my Sharingan, we should be able to get him to talk easily. That won't be necessary. I have a special jutsu for that. A flower that produces a special kind of pollen that loosens someone's nerve system. Think of it as a truth serum. The behavior that will follow. The good thing is you don't have to get too close to administrate the drug. Getting too close to him at any time is not a good idea. You especially should know that by now, Sakura. Despite speaking to Sakura's eyes were trained on Kabuto, as they did not leave him once. Oh man, this is bad. No, my plan to kill you all at once will not work for sure. Kabuto said a look of dismay. As if you could kill us now. Have you taken a good look at yourself? You're in no position to be making any threats right now, Sakura said. Oh, I guess you're right. I guess my trap won't work now. Specifically, what I know about you three right now. Especially you, Yamato-san. No offense, Kakashi. What do you mean? What kind of trap could you possibly trigger in your condition? Don't play game with us, Kabuto. You're in way over your head, said Kakashi in a threatening tone. I'm not playing games, you see. Have you ever heard of nature transformation? That's a stupid question, said Kakashi. Of course, you're absolutely right. It's a stupid question, isn't it? But I'll tell you a bit about it, just for convenience. You see, nature transformation is a personal ability to transform chakra to match one of the 5 elements, which being wind, fire, lightning, earth, and water. However, I'm not really good at nature transformation. I'm good at shape transformation. What your dear friend Sai just found out a few minutes ago. So what do you do when your best efforts are not suited in nature transformation? Well, I always say just invent a new type of nature transformation. If you can't change your chakra into an element, just change it into something else entirely, said Kabuto. We already know about Oto, stone manipulation, and we already defeat your flying chakra scalpel technique. There's nothing else that you can do that will surprise us, Kabuto. And if you think you're buying time for Orochimaru to save you, think again. Naruto is not gonna allow that to happen. He defeated your former master Sasuke, and he will defeat your current master as well, said Yamato. Oh, I have no doubt that he will defeat Orochimaru. In fact, I can't wait for him to defeat him. I serve a new master now, Kabuto said, with a crazy smile on his face, catching the 3 of them off guard. Nonsense. Don't listen to him. He's just wasting time. Yamato, do it now. Wait, said Kabuto out loud. At least let me finish explaining. I know that you're all cowards, but you don't have to be afraid of me even when I'm incapacitated. Now do you? If you're not gonna tell us where Sasuke-kun is, save it, Sakura said. I am not gonna say anything about that, but don't you want to hear about my new jutsu? I was just getting the juicy part. He knew that Sakura's medical intuition would not allow her to resist a chance like this, as she said nothing. Now, as I was saying, you have to find a way to do things by yourself if you can't do them in the normal way. And I found a way to convert my chakra rather than into an element. I found a way to convert it into poison. My chakra scalpel now has a poison that is injected into you, even with a small scratch. In other words, you're all lucky I didn't make direct contact with you. Otherwise, you would have all died a rather horrible death. Kabuto said, much to their shock and horror. Sai was lucky I sliced him up. Otherwise, his death would have been very slow. And like a nightmare, if he is telling the truth, he might be on his way to surpass Orochimaru and Sasuke in the art of poison making, if he hasn't already. Thought Kakashi to himself, it will be pointless trying to poison you guys right now. Between Yamato jutsu of finding any herbs, because of his Monkidon and Sakura medical ninjutsu, well, maybe I should just do it whatsoever. Yes, it will be a good experiment. You're delusional, you're trapped, Sakura said. As he cut her off. Maybe. But you should know, I've left behind tracks to the base that we're holding Sasuke-kun in. If you survive my jutsu, you should be able to find Sasuke. I would like to capture Yamato. He's the only person that was successfully able to carry the Monkidon genes. I would like to know how that works, Kabuto thought to himself. You expect us to believe that? You didn't even know that we're gonna meet Sasuke. How the hell or why would you left tracks? Sakura said the mental roll of her eyes. Did this guy think that they were academic students to be fooled that easily? That's not what I meant. Oh, did I tell you? It was possible to mold nature chakra into shadow clones. Even if they survive the poisoning, Sasuke-kun won't go easy on any of them. They will all be dead for sure in the end. I just hope his corpse remain, so I can do some tests on him. Oh well, time for me to end this. Kakashi's eyes went wide. It's an exploding shadow clone. Get away from him! Tento, Sakura, move! As a poison-style exploding shadow clone detonated from point blank range, a massive explosion went off. Time skip. I didn't think that he was serious, but he left behind a strong trail for us to follow, thought Kakashi as he and Yamato and Sakura made their way through the land of grass. Kabuto left that trail, well, more like a map. He carved the ears out in a tree, pointing towards it every 50 meters or so. Why was he doing this? He was giving them a clear path, so they were being extra cautious just in case. Kakashi nose could also tell that he was down there as they made their way. Do you think that we made the right call, Kakashi-senpai, leaving Naruto to fight Orochimaru on his own? Something just doesn't feel right, said Yamato. Naruto can handle himself. We have to focus on the mission. Orochimaru has practically babysat Sasuke for the past 3 years. He will never be forced this far apart from him ever again. This is our only shot. Besides, there's only 6 months left before Orochimaru take over his body. If Orochimaru was able to evade Konoha for so many years, we might never ever see Sasuke again if we don't take this chance. We can't allow that to happen no matter what, said Sakura. So we would sacrifice Naruto. One for our own, for what? A criminal, said Yamato. He's not a criminal. Sasuke-kun was abducted by the Zone 4, and they perform a ritual on him, making it easier for him to be manipulated by Orochimaru. He's not a criminal, he is a victim here. Sakura pressed on. As Yamato spoke, that still does not justify sacrificing Naruto too, but she cut him off. Naruto made the decision to face Orochimaru on his own. No one is sacrificing anyone. Besides, Naruto defeated Kakashi-sensei and Sasuke on his own. He can hold his own against Orochimaru. If that is not enough for you, then you need to remember your shinobi laws. Shinobi must show no emotions, and the mission always comes first, before anything else. This is the advice you gave to me when the mission began, and when Sai was killed. You need to follow your own advice, Yamato Teiko, Sakura said with a cold glare. The guilt in her heart she was able to easily overwhelm it with the chance of reuniting with her old love. Still, she knew that she would feel really bad if Naruto ended up getting killed by Orochimaru. She'd rather prefer that everyone that was not already dead returned back to the mission alive, that is, with her Sasuke-kun. But if Naruto had to die for Sasuke to be safe, then he would have to die. She would mourn his death, she would visit and cry over his death. But she would never regret her decision if it meant that she would be reunited with her true love, Sasuke. This girl, she's not as half as compassionate as her profile suggested. This level of empathy and cruelty was not mentioned to me. Yamato thought to himself, Kakashi-senpai, I didn't expect something like this from a student of yours. Aren't you the one that said those who abandon their friends are even worse than trash? That is what Sakura and I believe. Those who break the rules are trash, but those who abandon their comrades are worse than trash. That is why me, Sakura, and Naruto will not abandon Sasuke. Kakashi trailed off in a nostalgic way. Cut the crap, Kakashi. Who do you think you're fooling? I read your profile as well. I know that you favor Sasuke over Naruto, and I have no illusion of who Sakura favors as well. Just admit it. You're both choosing Sasuke over Naruto. We're not choosing anything, you need to be with us. To create the herbs, if we get poisoned again, we need Sakura to prescribe Concord and administrate the medication. And the two of you need me to counter against Sasuke's Sharingan. I know Sasuke more than anyone, and he will not come willingly. Kabuto was troublesome on his own. If he teams up with Sasuke, which seemed to be his intention, it will take all three of us to complete the mission. Besides, you're underestimating Naruto. I fought and lost him already, and he defeated Sasuke on his own. He will not go down that easily, he will beat Orochimaru. Kakashi retorted a bit angrily. He was sick of Yamato's doubts, complaints, and accusation. Nice try, but I read Naruto's evaluation and profile. The only reason why he was able to defeat you two was because you two most likely underestimate him. Same for the Akatsuki 3 years ago. And he could not have become that strong in the past 2.5 years, said Yamato. Well, Naruto is not called the most surprising ninja for nothing. In any case, I also believe that Naruto won because of his underdog advantage. But what's stopping Orochimaru from doing the same thing and falling into that trap? He has encountered the old Naruto many times before, but not this new one. And he doesn't know that Naruto was the one that killed Sasuke. He will surely not take Naruto as seriously as he took the third Hokage. And let's not forget about Orochimaru's lack of arms. That's something to consider as well. Stop being petty and work with us to retrieve Sasuke like you should. You're just overreacting now. I would expect better from a former envoy, Sakura said. The traits that she was showing, it was of a woman that would go to the extreme to get what she wanted. And she wanted Sasuke. Now, Kakashi-sensei, what's your plan of action when we catch up to Kabuto and Sasuke-kun? We have no idea what to expect from Sasuke, but we know from our fight with Kabuto that he's a medical ninja just like you, a scientific genius like his current master Orochimaru, and a poison expert like Sasuke. From now on we should approach him like he has an S-class rating in the bingo book. Yes, but you have not told us anything that we don't already know. Sakura asked you for a plan of action. Yamato said stoically. Is he angry at me? At us? Kakashi thought, but he chose to push that to the back of his mind right now and focus on the issue amongst them right now. He was about to say something until a massive explosion went off. All of them were blown away. That section of the forest was just decimated. Yamato was quick to react though as he pulled them all down with roots and entrapped them all in a massive dome. The wooden spear was triple layered because the first two layers exploded from the explosion. Once it died down, what the hell was that? Sakura said. It came from the direction that we came from. It must have been Naruto using the Kyuubi's power. Kakashi said, this level of destruction is similar to the tail beast ball that Minato Sensei teleported away from the village 15 years ago, thought Kakashi. No, this is not the Kyuubi. If it was, I would have felt it, said Yamato, a look of shock on his face. Are you saying that Orochimaru did this? I'm saying that it's not the Kyuubi. Whether it's Naruto or the Kyuubi is a different matter altogether. No way. This jutsu was executed 5 miles away from we. How could it possibly reach us this far? That's just not possible, said Sakura. She's right. No normal human is capable of this level of destruction. It must have been the Kyuubi's power. I'm telling you, it's not. We all know that neither Naruto or Orochimaru are normal humans. Yamato started to have his doubts, but he did not feel life force of the Beijo at all. That meant it was one of them, but this power was just ridiculous. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We have to play our card and hope that Naruto is able to play his. We have to keep on going, we're getting close, Sasuke-kun, said Sakura. Sakura is right, we have to focus on our mission, said Kakashi. Naruto, I'll get Sasuke back, I promise, he thought. As he was unaware how little Naruto actually cared for Sasuke, or all of them to be exact. And with that they move off. Meanwhile that was going on, Naruto and Orochimaru were locked in a battle of death. When Naruto arrived towards declaring that he had hit Orochimaru, his body had been peeled off to reveal the skin underneath, allowing Naruto to taunt him of his sexual orientation, asking him if he was tired of being a girl, his previous host being a girl, and he finally decided what he wanted to be. Naturally, Orochimaru was angered, but he kept himself calm, but he decided to attack first. He extended his blade as he tried to pierce Naruto, but Naruto's incredible speed was just so much. But Orochimaru was able to stab the blade directly towards Naruto. When he turned, as it pierced directly through Naruto's shoulder, Naruto gripped onto the blade tightly. As he did something, he sent the Kyuubi's chakra straight down the blade, Orochimaru realized the danger as he spat out the blade, along with the snake that had the blade extended from his mouth. As he jumped away from the fox chakra and watched, the snake was instantly turned into dust. As Naruto held on to the Kusanagi, he figured that one has to channel your chakra into it to make it extend like that. But extension is not the only power that it had. It had a rather corrosive poison, as he could feel it inside of him right now. Not to mention, Orochimaru also levitated when he faced off against the third, as he saw a seal on the handle, a storage compartment of sorts. The seal stored the chakra of the user, and identified them whenever they use a blade. The sword then react whenever that person channeled chakra into the seal. This is so that the owner could manipulate it, and protect them from the other opponent using the blade against them. So he would have to channel his chakra into the blade, and manipulate it with his mind. He used the Kyuubi's chakra to burn away Orochimaru's chakra inside, and push his own inside. Needless to say, Orochimaru was shocked when the blade turned. The speed that it came at him with was nothing normal. He slammed his hand down and he summoned the Rashomon Gate. But he underestimated the Kyuubi enhanced blade. It pierced right through, but it was enough for Orochimaru to turn his gaze, his body moving as it stabbed into the ground. Wasting no time, Naruto transformed to four tails and released that tail beast bomb. A miniature blast that leveled everything. Orochimaru summoned two more Rashomon Gate just in time, and barely survived the attack, losing more than half his body. He had to spit out another body at that time. Orochimaru smiled, thinking that Naruto had lost control, thinking that he was just a mindless beast now. But to his shock, Naruto started to speak to him, praising him for surviving that attack, and not to mention, even with his arms sealed away, having a way to find ninjutsu usable. It was still lacking, but it was still impressive, as Naruto quickly summarized what he did, using the hose that he took over Life Force to pump it into his arms. Orochimaru was shocked by Naruto's intelligence, but the longer they fought, the more Life Force Orochimaru used, and he would lose that hose, and that would be bad. But Naruto wondered why Orochimaru did not want that to happen. After all, he could take Sasuke's body now, or perhaps he wants Sasuke to get stronger. No, that won't be it. Or perhaps he's afraid, if he gets the weak Sasuke, would turn and kill him. Orochimaru was shocked, but that shock soon turned to anger. He was gonna have to kill him right here and now. He couldn't allow this child to survive. He did not know what happened to him over the past few years, but this was not the same child from before. He would have to die immediately. He then proceeded to tell Naruto that he has a power that is much powerful than Tail Beast's bomb. He then proceeded to spit out the 8-branch technique. A massive Hydra 8-headed snake. As Naruto glanced up, the upper half of Orochimaru was the tongue of the center snake. As he emerged, his arms extended wide. He told Naruto this is Sage Mode, and this is his ultimate technique. He also would never truly run out of life force to replenish his arms. He could just get it from nature itself. But Naruto was not impressed. He proceeded to tell him that a true sage has the ability to take on nature energy in his body, without any modifications, especially turning into a snake. Orochimaru pointed out the hypocrisy, saying that Naruto had no control either. After all, he turned into a miniature fox. If he had control, he wouldn't have turned into a fox. But he was still shocked that Naruto was so smart. Why was he so smart? Could Jiraiya really be that good of a teacher? Nevertheless, Naruto transformed back in his human form, shocking Orochimaru that he had no wounds over his body. No burn marks, nothing at all. Now that was confusing. Even the Kusanagi poison don't seem to affect him. But Orochimaru did not care anymore. He just had to kill him now. 3 years ago when he saw Naruto use Rasengan, he knew that he would be a threat to his plans, but now his thoughts were right. He was always right. He should have killed him back then. But he failed. But he would not make that mistake ever again. The 7 heads formed massive spears of energy. Orochimaru laughed. Now, it's time for you to die. As he shouted the name of his technique, Raging Serpent Spear Barrage. As the techniques were shot towards the ground. One was made of wind chakra, 2 with fire, 2 with lightning, and 1 was water. As he mixed the wind and fire together, and the lightning and water, so they would be a perfect chance to extend the range of destruction. But there was one spear though, that did not have any nature chakra energy. It was just pure raw chakra. Before the snake saw him launch it, he told him that his father wasn't the only one that was inspired by the tail beast ball. Orochimaru was confused when Naruto showed no outer reaction to his techniques, and to also the realization that the fourth was his father. Naruto smiled as he sensed the others. Kabuto was already gone, so if this were to hit, well, they would no doubt get caught up. He then remembered Kakashi's annoying Kamui technique, but this was good. If he used that, he would be weakened, and that could allow Kabuto and Sasuke to kill them. So Orochimaru launched a technique, but once he did, Naruto teleported himself into a mirror. Throughout his hard work over the past few weeks, with his limitless chakra reserves, he was able to master the demonic ice mirror technique as he appeared above Orochimaru through another mirror. Orochimaru celebrates his victory, knowing that Uzumaki could not survive that one. But chains, to his shock, chains swallowed the entire area, including himself, trapping him inside of some barrier. Orochimaru was quickly able to recognize the jutsu as Kushina, chakra chain barrier. But Kushina was long dead. That means the jutsu was being used by the Uzumaki. Orochimaru saw as Naruto landed. He must say he was impressed. He never expected him for the master a kinjutsu like this. But despite that he was immortal, this jutsu would not kill him. And even if he was going to use that TLB bomb once again, he would have to drop the barrier, or render blowing himself to pieces as well. But it was then that he heard a voice. It was a real Naruto over to the side. The thing that was holding him down was a clone. As he saw his body was halfway through a mirror, Orochimaru was shocked as he asked Naruto. Naruto answered him truthfully, telling him that Momokai, Haku had taught him. Yuki, that is. As Orochimaru was confused. A Ginka like that could not be taught to anyone. But Naruto was not going to say anything else. Orochimaru was just buying time trying to escape, and he wouldn't allow that. As Naruto pulled himself out of the mirror, he told Orochimaru that he was wrong. The fourth attempt to make the Rasengan better was not a loss, because he has found a way to make it even a lot better. And he has a technique that was a million times stronger than a sneak attack, which was nothing. As Naruto released a small black ball, like a Bichu bomb, but around it was a golden ring as it was swirling. Orochimaru was shocked when he felt the energy packed inside that technique. Fear creeped inside his very being as he saw it. Orochimaru asked what it was. As Naruto indulged him, the technique combined the power of the Tail Beast Bomb, the Rasengan, and the Sage of Six Paths Yin-Yang release to produce this that he was holding in his palm of his hand. He knew that Orochimaru could reincarnate himself with one of the snakes if they survived, so he would turn them all to ash. As he dropped the technique, Rasen Ringu, he said. To Orochimaru's shock, the technique seemed to just phase right through the barrier. He screamed as the jutsu made contact. It eviscerated everything, tearing everything to sunder, wiping the snake sage off this very earth, erasing him completely. Elsewhere, the group finally caught up. Sasuke and Kabuto was just waiting there, standing on a cliff a bit above them. But if they expect to get a warm reunion, they did not. Sasuke told him to go back home, otherwise they would all be cut down right here and now. But neither Sakura or Kakashi had no intention of doing that. Sakura pleaded with him to come back, and Kakashi told him that he will bring him back. Yamato on the other hand remained silent. Kabuto found the whole thing amusing. Sasuke asked him if they knew why he waited for them right here, but they did not know. Sasuke wasted no time as he brought his hand down in the cliff edge. Summoning technique, great fire, illumination, a modifying seal appeared on the wall, and heat, pure raw flames exploded out of it. Team 7 and everything behind them would have been incinerated if it wasn't for Kakashi using his Kamui to absorb the entire flame. However, the firestorm was so massive, the magnitude of it, it took a lot out of Kakashi to absorb it all, leaving him in a vulnerable state. Sasuke was impressed. Truthfully, never wanted to believe Kabuto. Despite not being a Uchiha, was able to awaken the Mangekyou. That was surprising. He also explained that his technique was a summoning technique from his own creation. That summon heat directly from the sun, and he controlled it with his ultimate fire technique. He had developed this to trump Itachi, Amaterasu, so he never expected anyone from Team 7 to actually stop it. Nevertheless, that was the difference between a fake and a real Uchiha. Kakashi was already exhausted. He was just an imitation that needed to be eliminated from this earth. The two of them pleaded for him to stop acting like this and return back to his old self, Sakura mostly. He told them that the Sasuke that they want is an illusion that they conjure up on their own. He left that path a long time ago. He was a different person entirely now. He created 3 shadow clones, Naruto's signature jutsu, and sent them after them to annihilate Team 7. While the shadow clones were fast, they were still not enough, as each of the members raped to destroy them. Kakashi looking towards him, saying that he underestimated the belief that a mere clone could kill them, but he simply told him that was a means to an end, a way to stop his jutsu that would end them, once and for all. It was then that they looked down and saw something seal. When a clone is dispelled, a chakra returned back to the user, but Sasuke modified it, so he could create that summoning seal, a means to transport his chakra towards their location for this very purpose. So with that, he reactivated the technique. Summoning technique, Great Fire, Illumination, using 3 of their seals to focus the attacking technique and out of Kakashi's line of sight. They would have died if it wasn't for Yamato. He replaced all of them with wooden dummies. Kakashi had nothing to substitute himself with. The place was barren, but thanks to Yamato wood style, he could create wooden dummies in a whip. He could even make them a lot lighter, thereby making the substitution technique a lot faster. This enraged Sasuke to no end. He tried to keep calm, but these jutsus were meant to kill Itachi, and these bunch of weaklings were still alive even after he used them. They need to die immediately. But he had to calm himself as he watched, as the sky was crackling with lightning. The heat from his jutsus, and the last one being shooting up to the sky. His final technique would turn them all to dust, as the 3 of them noticed, as Yamato pointed out, that it was Sasuke's attack. For the storm clouds above them, the fire. Having enough, Sasuke raised his hand to the heavens. The thunder clouds are not just a side effect of his fire jutsu. He did them on purpose, to show off one of his prized techniques that will wipe them away from the earth. The team was flabbergasted. They were shocked when they saw the massive lightning dragon. Kakashi tried to reason with him, telling him that there's still time to turn back. He didn't have to do this, as Kakashi did not see any way they could survive this. Disappear with a thunderclap. Sasuke brought his hand down, his dragon came down in a roar. The whole landscape was decimated, as Kabuto and Sasuke stood there watching all the chaos. But when all the dust and smoke cleared, the place was littered with slugs. What the hell? It was either Tsunade sending Katsuya or Sakura summoning the slug. Sasuke was getting more and more pissed off, not to mention he was weakening himself, and he would not rely on the curse mark. Why should he, an elite Uchiha, rely on a power like that to defeat these weak, pathetic opponents? 3 of the slugs proceed to spit out the 3 bodies, a weary Kakashi, Yamato, and an unconscious Sakura. Kabuto was surprised that she was able to summon Katsuya, even though it almost killed her, but still, he was surprised. But Sasuke did not care, he was angry. The thunderclouds were still in the sky. This time he created a bigger lightning dragon. Katsuya knew that even she can't survive an attack like that again. And not to mention it was bigger. She had no chance, so she swallowed them all and dispelled, taking them back to the land of the summon, and later back to Konoha. She had wanted to ask where Naruto was, but that boy was gonna kill them all, so they had to go back. They basically abandoned him out there. The place was decimated once more, the both of them being forced to shield their eyes as they wait for the explosion to die down. After a moment, they were unable to sense them. Sasuke knew that they were dead, but he was shocked that it took that to kill them. These pathetic, weak shinobis. Seeing that, Kabuto spoke. Don't sell yourself so short, Sasuke-kun. I mean, how people can claim to fight a Mangekyo Sharingan user, a Mokiton wielder, and force him to retreat? Isn't that another way of looking at it? Sasuke turned towards him. Did you just say retreat? He means that you failed to kill Team 7. They escaped by Katsuya. Reverse summoning technique. You know, for someone the Sharingan, your skills are quite lacking, Sasuke. To say that Sasuke was surprised would be an understatement, as he heard a voice right beside his ear, as something nicked him. A small trail of blood running down. He had no idea how someone could have possibly gotten that close to him without him feeling anything. There was no way. He started to fear whoever this person was, That voice. It's definitely Naruto. Why can't I see him? Kabuto thought to himself. Who are you? Sasuke said, looking around. And how did you sneak up on me? Why can't I see you? I'm surprised you don't recognize my voice. But don't worry, I'm not gonna kill you, so don't act so scared. You spared my life 3 years ago at the Valley of the End. So, I'm gonna spare yours. That will make us even, right? Naruto. You bastard, Sasuke said. Good guess. But there's no need to get so riled up. After all, we have the same goals. Well, one of my goals coincide with yours as well. Show yourself, dope! Or are you really that afraid you have to fight from the shadows? Show yourself to me! You know, for someone that was saved by my merciful heart, you're rather cocky. Sasuke spun around as Naruto blocked his hand and pushed him back. Bastard. What kind of ninjutsu is that? Where did you learn it? Sasuke said. Still acting like the world owes you everything. Well, I'll indulge you. This is a jutsu I learned from my summons, which allow me to harness the nature energy of the earth. Only a special kind of shinobi can learn it though, I'm afraid. Wait, nature energy? You're a sage? Like Orochimaru? What nonsense! There's no way someone like you could ever control. His own chakra probably could ever control nature energy. Even Orochimaru could not master that ability. And besides, since when does toads have chameleon-like abilities, Sasuke said. He was infuriated and a bit jealous. Well, it doesn't matter if you believe me or not. In fact, Sasuke, I don't really care. And besides, I'm no longer aligned to the toads. I cancelled that contract a long time ago, when I met the chameleons. Excuse me for interrupting, but why? Cancel a toad tumbling contract, Naruto-kun. They're very wise and resourceful. If you're worried about Jiraiya, I'm sure someone like you could get around him. I'll explain everything to you later on. In fact, I'll explain everything now before I return to Konoha. Sasuke, you're free to go. Orochimaru is dead, so you don't need to worry about him trying to take over your body. I made sure of that. Sasuke was shocked as he stood there with a shocked expression on his face, as he couldn't believe what he was hearing. What? But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want the next person to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm over now, see you guys soon. Peace.